Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've talked about Airsoft. I do still play. It's just I don't want to have a big collection of Airsoft guns. It takes up space. But where I do play sometimes, they have pistol-only games, and so will be my first pistol because I kind of want to play those games. I've been avoiding getting a pistol because they're all gas powered. If you want to have any sort of decent speed out of them, electric pistols just don't work. They're too slow. And so all the gas in these things is either CO2 or propane. And so sounds like propane seems to be the better way to go, so that's why I went with this one. I'm going to just get this out of the way immediately. This is a 50-round Glock magazine by a company called We. They're a Taiwanese company from what I understand. And there it is. It's very heavy. Yeah. This is steel. I think this body, or no, it's probably aluminum. It'd be too... doesn't make sense to make this steel. But this whole thing I'm touching right here is some sort of metal, and it's very heavy. They have them molded in rounds and stuff like that, but it's saying it's supposed to be 30 rounds on the real thing, but this thing holds 50 rounds. So yeah, there's a gas charge port, and then you can remove this plate if you wanted to, it seems. Yeah, alright. And then the spring. What's going on with this? I see. Oh, that's an easy way to get that plate off if you wanted to remove it. So you might want to replace the spring sometime if it wears out or something like that, or replace the valve or something. Alright, I'm not going to take this apart. There's no reason to. It's brand new. All I will say is extremely heavy. Let me get a scale. Alright. So bone dry, it's 460 grams. Oh, it's a half kilo. So over a pound, I'm going to guess, or around a pound. I know that Action Army actually makes one that's half the weight of this, according to the specs online. Unfortunately, no one in my country imports them, so I'm stuck with these wee ones. Oh well. So that's it. Let's get into the real deal of this video, and that would be the Action Army AAP-01 in desert colors. Some sort of text up there. They're founded in 2010 from Taiwan. Okay. Nice recycled paper box, it seems. Nothing else there. Alright. I know I'm probably like the 16th million reviewer of this because this seems to be one of the most popular pistols in all of Airsoft, mainly because Action Army and then everyone else has made a bunch of accessories to pretty much make this an entirely different gun. So basic stuff there. I like the fact that it has a counterclockwise threaded front end, but it is plastic, so you could cross-thread it to keep that in mind. Hop-up adjustment there. The charging handle. Alright, okay, so hop-up stuff. There's a safety off is showing red for danger. And then the firing switch is on the bottom of the slide inside. And single shot versus automatic. Alright, refill the BBs. Okay, it shows you how to replace parts as well. And then part numbers if you want to actually replace stuff and mail order, stuff like that. So it's pretty straightforward stuff. The magazine, again, this is quite heavy. 275. So yeah, I think the one by Action Army, the 50-round one, is somewhere around that weight because I think they probably switched over to a thinner metal, or perhaps it's made of aluminum. If I ever get one, I'll obviously do a video of it. So the weapon itself, if you're totally unaware and you haven't seen the other videos, it's based off of a Glock. So the magazines, these are Glock style magazines where they're very wide, and the internals are Glock based for Airsoft. So this trigger as well is a Glock type of trigger with this little safety thing. But the whole top end is totally sci-fi, you know, their own design, and it's actually like, it's everything here is plastic pretty much, so it's lightweight, which leads to the next logical thing to do. So without the magazine is 383 grams, with an empty magazine around 660 or something like that. All right, I don't need this sticker here. All right, so being a standard Glock, this would be the mag release, and the weight of it is what really helps it drop out as well. So I like the texture. That thing is plastic. Everything here looks like it's nylon plastic. This is the slide release. There's that safety, so it actually would fire right now if it's red, which you saw. But push that in. Yeah, it's physically locked for sure. Okay. Okay, so my understanding here, well, let's just do the cock back here. So that's how you cock it. And then this is the only part that moves. So that's one of the reasons why I got this. If I want to shoot a real gun, I'll shoot a real gun. But when I'm playing Airsoft, I want to actually hit targets, meaning people. So I want the most accurate thing possible. So I was looking at this gun in the Tokyo Marui Mark 23, because that has no sliding action at all, just only the trigger, I guess. I mean, the hammer moves. The reason why I didn't go with that one is you can't get a 50-round magazine in that SOCOM pistol that Tokyo Marui offers. If they did, I would have gotten that. This is the next closest thing. So if there is another gun out there, guys, other than the Wii Galaxy, that has less reciprocating mass than this, please let me know, because I want to have as little recoil as possible, because again, I want to actually hit my target. I don't care if it looks like a real gun or not. You know, I can always buy a realistic gun later, but anyways, that's my story there. Okay, so this is all plastic and stuff in here, it seems. There's a fire selector switch. It actually has an A and a 1. Pretty positive click. Yeah, it actually takes a lot of force. So I assume that 1 is supposed to mean single fire, and A is meaning auto. Okay. And then this button here opens this whole mechanism up here. And then there's just like a hook. So looking inside, this is what the internals of an Airsoft Glock apparently looks like. So it has a cast metal hammer. There's some steel here as well. Or maybe it's aluminum, I'm not sure. But seems pretty durable enough. Alright. Barrel, there's the hop up. I'm not going to go into the internals. There are other great videos of people stripping these entire things down, and also videos of modifying the parts. But I just want to give you a newbie's impression here. It says caliber 6mm BBs. Okay. So it's nice and easy. It's quite straightforward. It's very simple. Looking on the sights, yeah, fiber optic sights, catching the light. That's pretty darn good. Try to get it right there for you guys. Yeah, I like it. It looks good. You can buy accessory rails, and they just literally tap into the plastic here, there as well as there. But I find that for all the CQB stuff I do, I almost never even use the sights at all. I'm shooting people less than like 3 meters away or 10 feet away from me, so you just point the thing. It's more of a reflex action than actually using optics or anything like that. I still might get some optics anyways, just to mess around with, but for now, I know that it won't be much of a necessity. So here's the counterclockwise thread. And so yeah, this is definitely something that'll probably go bad sometime. First of all, this was plastic. It's not metal. It's, yeah, plastic. And then the scary part is these threads are plastic. So it's going to be, you know, if you want to take your time threading something on. In fact, let me get a tracer. Alright, I got 2 different kinds. Let's just see what they look like. But it's great that this is 14 millimeters. You'll need to have an adapter. Oh, you know what? That was so smooth to put on. It's not even I'm not actually worried about the threads anymore. You won't know until you try it. And coincidentally, the markings actually line up horizontal, but it does leave quite a bit of a gap, an unsightly gap. It's almost like you might want to take this and file out the hole, but then the power button would be activated. I'm not sure what I'll do about that, but anyways, so that's what you see there for that one. And then we have this Ace Tech. Let's see if it's just as smooth. Oh, it's actually quite nice. I actually have a hard time thinking you'd cross thread that. It's maybe the threads are thinner than they should be, but I don't think you're gonna be able to strip that very easily. Like you'd have to like ham fist it or something. And then in this case, it covers up all the threads. So something about this one is a shallower thread, whereas this is much deeper and it goes right up against the plastic. So I think it looks pretty good. The good thing about X-Core Tech though is it actually will show up red BBs as well as green. But this one, the lighter S, will only do green BBs. But again, unless I'm playing like a night game or in a really dark arena, I don't even use a tracer. Alright, so you saw what those two things look like. And then plastic to plastic. As long as you catch the first part of it. But you know what? This cap seems to be more difficult than the actual tracers. Alright, so there's the inner barrel there. So, I'm not really sure why there's a slide release if it doesn't actually have a slide. I'm wondering, no, I was going to think, could you put a regular Glock slide on this? But no, you can't because the Glock doesn't have this pivot point here. So it's interesting. Why would that be? Oh, I think it's when the thing runs out of ammo, it's going to be in the cocked back position like this. And so that's how you reload, and then that's what I assume. Okay. Well, anyways, strange video. Just a casual person trying out this first pistol. I'll have to see how it works actually playing, but it's very light. I mean, I like it. It's all plastic. I don't care what it's made out of as long as it's reliable and it works. So I think this will be cool. And then, yeah, just to see what the other magazine looks like, let's compare the two. So the Action Army and the Wii, they look quite similar, obviously, in their design. It's mostly this top interface we're concerned with. You'll see the Wii one actually has a round indent to kind of grab a BB, whereas this Action Army one is just a straight edge pushing up the BBs. But these two look identical, and then the seal of the propane getting into the gun. Yeah, they're both obviously rubber, and but this seal is a much bigger opening than that seal. I'm not sure if that makes a difference. You know, in theory, maybe it gets more gas into the gun, but also in theory, maybe it wastes more gas. Hey guys, I'm going to edit this in because I went ahead and played already, and I found a problem with this Wii 50 round magazine. I accidentally, I holstered the weapon, but the mag release is sticking out so much that it released this magazine as I was like running around. I wasn't even using the gun. And so the thing is so heavy, it weighs 500 grams more with gas and BBs, that it dented itself and jammed. It can't work anymore right now. So I'll show you where it fell. And it hit right here. Alright, this is the way to notice. On this side, you'll see the metal sticking out a little bit past the plastic. On this side, the metal is totally caved in below the plastic. And so that's the dent. Maybe you can see there, it's how it's dented in. So I took it apart already. And let me get this mag follower in here. And you'll see, if I hit focus, that's where it stops right now. It won't feed the BBs all the way up there. If right now there's a lot of friction and if you actually jam it all the way up there, you'd have to take a tool and push it back out. So it wouldn't feed magazines because, again, it's dented. And I think the reason why is because it's just so heavy that if you drop it and just at this spot, even though this is metal, it's gonna be a problem. So now I've had to go and order a valve tool because I think I need to remove this valve just so I can take this plastic piece out, and then I can try to jam a screwdriver in here and try to bend it back. So I think I can probably fix it. But if it happens again and again, it's going to be a problem because aluminum doesn't want to bend back and forth. It has a very low fatigue strength. So, yeah, just be mindful of that. And so next we'll talk about the plastic short Wii magazines that I've bought, and you'll see about those. Okay, so let's talk about the lightweight magazines. So I bought 4 of these Wii plastic magazines, and I'll let you know right off the bat, one of them was broken, but I didn't realize this until now. I already wrote my name on them, so I can't return this. You know, it looks used now. But there's supposed to be a whole bunch of plastic right here. I don't know why it won't focus. There we go. And so that's not there. The way it's supposed to look is this on the left side. So all this plastic is missing, and this is the way it came out of the package. So that's a quality control problem, or the dealer sold me a crappy magazine. Anyways, at least I have 3 others that are intact. I loaded up 2. This is the stock mag. I weighed this thing. It is advertised as 117 grams, and they all did weigh around that much. But now I'm curious how much it weighs with BBs. 127. And then let's get some gas in here and see what it weighs. Gas doesn't weigh much. It's the gas after all. 4 grams or so? 5 grams? Stock one with BBs. 285. 286. So this metal magazine takes more gas. It flowed a lot longer. 290. So do the math. I can't remember those numbers already. The plastic magazine seems to hold less gas because being plastic, it's not as strong as alloy. So I'm sure the inner walls are thicker, henceforth reducing the chamber that's holding the propane. So that's going to show in the chrono, as you'll see. I haven't actually played with these magazines yet, but I am testing them and learning that I think I wasted my money. Okay, so we got this thing going. Let's start with the original one. One thing I'll also note, being a newbie, I was holding the pistol too close to my visor, well, my dye mask, and it literally recoiled into my mask. So if you're going to hold your pistol close to your face, don't. Hold it far away from your face. But if you do stupid things like I do, I suggest you put a rubber pad on here. I just taped a rubber piece here, or some foam or something like that. But I see a lot of these metal pull tabs, and that'll seriously scratch your visor. So maybe that's not the grandest idea. So I did play with this gun an entire day. Maybe 10 magazines worth. It's my backup gun, but it played without any sort of failures. So it was quite good. Let me get this camera above the pistol and try to focus on this screen here. This tripod is a selfie stick. It's not very stable, but I think that's focused. Alright, 339. The high 300s is slowly going down because it's losing gas. 330. Now it's broken into 329s. And we're out. No misfeeds, nothing like that. I gotta tell you, this can is over half empty, so that's why it's started at a low FPS. The very first time I cronied it, it was over 350, as maybe it actually got rated as too hot. But this canister of gas is a little low now. But the spread was very good on the FPS because there's still extra gas inside of this, and it's maintaining that speed. So I think I'm going to end up buying more of these as my standard magazine, even though it's really heavy. it's nice to think about a super lightweight gun, but you'll see the speed's going to drop off a lot on this one. So let's reset and refocus. Didn't even 341, 333, 324, 319. So it is going down a lot. It's now under 300. It's dropped 20 FPS already. That's it. That isn't right. It didn't even have enough gas to finish the magazine. So maybe that one's defective. I don't know. Maybe the O-ring isn't sealed properly. Let's do that again. Make sure we got enough. Let's do it a third time. I want to make sure there's a lot of propane in there. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, hit the focus. What is that? 1349? There's 2 BBs in there. Oh, my bad. I gotta start over. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. I should have cleared the gun because it didn't. It still had a BB in it from that last magazine being insufficient. All right, so this one's fully loaded again, and let's make sure it's totally topped off with propane. Okay, that's definitely fully loaded. Let's make sure there's no BB in there. Nope. Okay. Didn't feed. So what is up with that? It's fully seated. Didn't feed. That's weird. It was working earlier. This one isn't broken. All the plastic is there. Alright, let me, nope. This one we misfed. This one's totally new as well. Let me fill this one up. Ah, darn it. I hate how these double stacks. Okay. Okay, that's fully loaded. Let's get it fully gassed. I can hear the gas. The gas stopped, but I'm going to do it one more time anyways. So that's fully gassed up. Let's make sure this is clear. Yep, BB fell out. It's totally clear now. All right, 343, 350, 348. There, it's empty. 25 rounds. But you see, it ended at 290. It started at 350 and it ended at 290 in 25 rounds. That's an extremely big variation of FPS. And again, it's because the walls of this thing must be really thick, I'm guessing. There just isn't much gas inside of this. It's almost like you can only make a 10-round magazine with a plastic body. That's what I'm thinking. 25 rounds, I think, is just... I mean, for CQB, really close ranges, I guess it doesn't matter. But if you want to have, you know, better accuracy, you want to try to hang out near 350 or whatever the limit of your range is. So, yeah, I mean, I'll play with this one. At least this one fed. The other two have problems. They just don't feed properly. I don't know why. I don't see any burrs here. I went and smoothed some of the plastic flash off. So it should be pretty easy for these BBs to be fed into the thing. There's no random flash, you know, holding it up. I'll have to continue to modify these, but this one's good at least. So yeah, just again, the Wii, it's just a much smaller opening. So I don't know if the regular Wii pistols are efficient on gas, or if they're just really slow like this. I'm not sure. But the AAP magazine is pushing out a lot of gas, and because it has a metal body, it can contain a lot of gas and still maintain a relatively consistent FPS. So I'm going to standardize on this. I wasted my money on these unfortunately. Although I will probably end up maybe buying a Wii Glock. And then if these Wii magazines don't work well in a Wii branded Glock, then that's a serious problem, right? But that will be a different video for a different day. So hopefully you learned something today, and I'll see you in the next Airsoft related video. Bye.